May I come in, sir?
Yes, please do.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon,
Good
sir.
afternoon. Please take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
You're Miss Nisha.
Yes, sir.
Nisha, I want to draw your attention to the fact that you are sitting at around 12-13 feet from anybody in this room, right? Idea is that you should feel safe and you can very safely remove your mask, right? So that you are in a comfortable and relaxed position, right?
Thank you, sir.
Comfortable?
Yes, sir.
Can we start?
Yes, sir.
Nisha, I would like to inform my fellow board members that you are Nisha. You are around 23 years old.
Yes, sir.
As per the information I have, you are coming from Bhiwani, that is in Haryana. Also, you studied, you did your graduation recently, which is in 2019. It is a BA from University of Delhi, Miranda House.
Yes.
And you have taken political science as your optional.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything you would like to supplement with it?
Sir, my schooling was done in Bhiwani, and so political science and history were the main disciplines I studied in Miranda House College. So my father is assistant substation attendant in DHBVN, and my mother is a homemaker, sir. And in my free time, I love to do mehendi designing, yoga and trekking, sir.
Okay, fine. So you are into this mehendi designing thing, which effectively means that you applied that neha, this mehendi on your hand or a hand of others, right?
Yes, sir.
You know about this recent Indore incident where a person was lynched because he was a Muslim, was making this chudis to Hindu girls. Another, there was this incident where this declaration was made that no Muslim person should apply on Karwa Chauth, should be applying mehendi on any festival, will be applying mehendi on the hands of the women, right? I know there is a communal angle to it, which as a political science student you can understand, but tell me the gender aspect of it. Do you believe such dictates? Do you believe such incidents of lynching for a faith person being interacting with another faith person, being monitored by these fringe elements has some gender angle to it? As a woman, how do you feel if your father or brother want to decide who will apply mehendi on your hand?
Yes, sir. There is a gender aspect to it, that the male counterpart is dictating that what is the choice that a woman should exercise. So these incidents are very unfortunate, wherein freedom of choice is not given to a woman, and that also impacts the communal harmony between the communities, sir. And sir, I believe mehendi is cross-religious activity. Since it's originated in Egypt, it moved through the Middle East, reached India. So it is applied across the religions. So that aspect should be highlighted, should be nurtured, sir.
But why do we see such incidents rising hues? I mean, it has become more of a norm rather than exception.
So these are very unfortunate incidents, and
but you are a political science student. Tell me, where are they getting strength from? What is going to be the next? Will they not be allow a faith doctor to do surgery on another faith women? Gynecologists will not be allowed to be of a particular faith. What is going to be the next step?
Sir, identities related to communal lines are very important still in India, and sir, with more education, with more awareness, there can be greater fluidity and mobility across the religion, sir. So there is certain trust deficit between these communities, so that can be bridged, and sir, that should be the way forward.
Anyway, you studied from University of Delhi, Miranda House, and you were cultural secretary of the university union. How many votes did you get?
Sir, it was appointed position, not the elected position.
Why do University of Delhi union appoints rather than electing cultural secretaries? You are a political science student, tell me.
So there are 4 offices that are elected, and sir, under those elected offices.
So 4 of Council of Ministers should be elected and rest should be appointed. Will that be a good idea? No.
So under those offices, the secretaries further appoint the implement the decisions. So
why they chose you? There are 55,000 students in the university.
Sir, so there is a selection criteria that was done. So I submitted my certificates, which was related to cultural activities ranging from debates, Mehndi competition, declamation. So on that basis and organizing some activities on that basis, that selection was made.
Okay, and what were your responsibilities as cultural secretary to so?
Sir, our main responsibility was to coordinate the cultural events during the festive season in Delhi University. Also to make the students aware about different cultural events organized at the college level and at the university level. So it was more about coordination between the unions.
Since you were the cultural secretary, there are numerous complaints in the University of Delhi about Northeastern students being harassed. They belong to your college, they belong to colleges, other colleges in the university. Why Delhi and Delhi University in general is so intolerant to a diverse culture, a culture of Northeast?
So there are certain elements of elitism and overwhelming experience in university when the students from far off region come to this place. However, sir, eventually I felt that the space is becoming more inclusive with the mentoring of the teachers, with the space becoming, sir, more equal in terms of access, in terms of opportunity. There are Northeast cells in different colleges. With time, sir, and with more awareness, we are making that space equally accessible to all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So, you're a student of political science.
Yes, sir.
Joe Biden has completed several months in office, and now evaluation starts on two accounts. The first is what? Foreign policy. And you have seen what happens to Afghanistan. Widely criticized, look worldwide, as well as what mouthpiece media of what USA too, right? The second policy, that is what national policy, and never happened in what USA passed. There is now severe oxygen supply crisis in whole southeastern part of USA. That is even severe than India. Whole southeastern states, that is Louisiana, Florida, look, West Virginia, Texas, every state having severe supply problem. Over 95% ICU bed is what? Actually full because of corona actually crisis. So Afghanistan crisis and corona crisis, national as well as international, and economic crisis is still prevailing. In such circumstances, how you assess the future of this particular Joe Biden, the president of USA? How?
Sir, Afghanistan is a very complex situation, and there are certain fallouts for that region, for America, how it conducted itself.
You are a citizen of India, and finally you are a citizen of global platform. You have to perceive not as a actually president of USA. You have to perceive as the largest, oldest democracy of world.
So the way the decision was executed in Afghanistan was not democratic, wherein there was very much leverage given to Pakistan.
Okay, what about oxygen crisis, corona crisis in whole southeastern part of USA? Look, the 65 plus aging population has not till now vaccinated, in spite of giving $100 per person. And this is the story of USA, so-called developed country. That is not happening in India or any developing country. Why? Why the failure of policy?
Sir, I'm not aware about the lack of oxygen in the southeastern region.
This is fact. Every newspaper, today you can see.
So, US has accelerated the supply of oxygen through Operation Warp Speed, and that had very good effects in terms of vaccinating the population.
Everything is failure. This is the data of USA Health Department. Okay, my next question is what related to your Mehdi. The Mehdi application is three-dimensional, right? And the effect of Mehdi is what? Two-dimensional. I was surprised. The Constitution articles, clause and subclauses, even the Supreme Court decision, the part of Indian Constitution, is what? Two-dimensional nature, but its effect is three-dimensional. Why sometime three-dimensional effect is look two-dimensional, and why sometime two-dimensional effect is look three-dimensional? This is the fact of the present reality. Why? Why such type of cause and effect relationship is changing in what living world of the world?
So concerning the first aspect, that how the three-dimensional mehendi converted into two-dimensional, so it is a chemical reaction between the lawson and the keratin protein.
I got. But what about constitution?
So the written words of constitution are it's a living document.
Good.
So when that document is interpreted by the Supreme Court, it becomes the three-dimensional. So
Why three-dimensional? That is the basic question of the constitution across the world. Why?
So because it is interpreted in the present context.
Because sovereignty is always three-dimensional in nature. Sovereignty is not what? Two-dimensional. We have sovereignty in air also, underground also, not only length and width. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
The last question of mine is what, look, there is actually transformation of Indian or world politics. Look, there is a narrowing gap in between right-wing politics and left-wing politics. Right? In USA, you see, there is a what actually Democrat and Republican. In UK, you see what look conservative and what Labour Party. Right? So within India. Right? My question is what? Why the gap in between two? In the age of new liberalization, that is what LPG period, why this gap is narrowing and a new kind of a politics across world is evolving now in 21st century? Why?
So there is a consensus between both the wings that economic policies should be determined by free market forces. That is the rise of neoliberalism. However, sir, that model is also has some deficits within it, so that must be addressed. And also, sir, we are witnessing that there is a rise of right across the world due to unemployment, inequality.
Got my point. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Nisha, what's the meaning of this word?
Sir, it means night.
Night. So what inspires you? Do you get this any kind of inspiration with this word?
Yes, sir. I see night as a space to analyze myself, the actions I did in the day. And it is also a phase wherein I reanalyze that what I've done and what could be better. And sir, in the present time, sir, night also somehow breaks the chain of corona. So that is the contemporary relevance of night in the present scenario. And sir, in the night we also get to hear the voices of nature. So these are some of the aspects I can.
Okay, you are from Bhiwani, and Haryana has been battleground for many centuries. The legendary war of Mahabharata was fought there in Kurukshetra, and in medieval times 3 battles of Panipat were fought. Why Haryana becomes battleground?
Sir, Haryana has been a gateway for the invasions into the Indian subcontinent, and there are several factors for it. Starting with geographical factors, sir, there is not enough rainfall in that particular Panipat Kurukshetra belt, which makes it a suitable battleground because it does not become a dumpy area. Secondly, sir, the location in which it is accessible to rest of India, the Ganga Yamuna Doab, that also makes it important, sir. Sir, I cannot think of other factors.
Okay, have you heard about this concept water divide?
Yes, sir.
What is this?
So water divide is it's a separation between two water river sheds, wherein a separation between 2 rivers is made through that particular belt, sir.
So is there any water divide passing through Haryana?
Yes, sir. It separates the Ganga Yamuna system from the Punjab river system, sir.
Okay. Islam after its emergence has spread very fast southward, westward, northward also, and eastward. But in its eastward expansion, it reached up to Sindhu in the early 8th century. But thereafter, it could not expand fast enough into India until the end of 12th century. What has stopped eastward expansion of Islam?
So the existing political factors kind of provided a strong backlash against that spread, in terms of there were Harsha's empire during that time, and in the southern region as well, there were strong empires during that time.
During which period Harsha ruled?
Sir, in the 7th, 8th century.
Can you define exact period?
Sorry, sir, I cannot.
Okay, continue.
And sir, further, so with the Arabic invasion after 10th century BC, Sir, that accelerated the process, because earlier those invasions were not at large scale as compared to later time period. And so the military commandership also was very much provided by the Turkish invasion, sir.
Can you cite some leading military commanders in India who stopped eastward expansion of Islam?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware about it.
Do you think history writing has been unfair to those people who defended India for more than 5 centuries? Their description has not been highlighted in Indian history.
Yes, sir. More study into it has to be done, because that subject is not very widely discussed of that particular time period, sir.
Okay. US Federal Reserve Bank has been doing for quite a long time, for several months, what they call asset purchase program, through which they are pumping huge amount of dollar in America, and part of that dollar is flowing into Indian economy as well. How it is impacting the Indian economy?
Sir, there is excess of liquidity of dollars in the market, and that is impacting the interest rates in India. Further, sir, the currency is also appreciating, that is impacting our exports. And so stock markets are also not representing the current economic situation. So they are being overinflated. So these are the factors I can think.
Do you think Americans are, through hidden policy design, deliberately creating inflation, asset inflation across the world?
Sorry, sir, I am not able to analyze.
Okay, Nisha. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Nisha,
Yes.
yoga is one of your hobbies, right?
Yes, sir.
How do you practice it?
Sir, I practice it through the asanas and meditation and breathing exercises. This is how I practice it.
Okay. What do you mean by samadhi?
Sir, samadhi is the last stage of the 8 limbs of yoga, in which after achieving all the previous 7 stages, there is ultimate union of the Atma with Paramatma.
Okay. Do you think promoting yoga at international level by India will enhance India's as a soft power?
Yes, sir. Yoga is a very important traditional knowledge that India can impart to the world. Sir, it has both health benefits, the lifestyle choices. It is also aligned with against the consumerist culture. So that way we can market it and we can promote our traditional knowledge to the world, sir. So it is an important dimension of our soft power.
Can you look from another perspective also? It may decrease its soft power.
Sir, imparting knowledge would increase the soft power, and there has been extreme acceptance of that concept across the world, sir. So I see it in a positive way that soft power would be enhanced.
Okay. What is India's stand in Palestine peace process which is underway?
So government has maintained that it supports the Palestinian cause, that it wants a free and sovereign state for Palestinian. And recently that has been conveyed by our Foreign Secretary. So absolute support that there has to be 2 states, that somehow is softening, sir, considering the rise of Israel and the lack of leadership within the Palestine, sir.
Don't you think that of late we are moving more closer to Israel than Palestine?
Yes, sir, there has been gradual convergence of ties with Israel. However, our support to humanitarian grounds for Palestine is there, that they must be represented, and there should be sovereign states for Palestine, sir.
You have PSIR as your optional subject, right?
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by fascism?
So fascism has been called as a meta-ideology, which does not have its own features. Rather, it borrows from several other ideologies. For example, Plato's Philosopher King and Sir Machiavelli's The Prince. So these all ideologies together make that a person is given supreme power, and the rest of the organs of the state do not enjoy that sovereignty.
How is fascism different from Nazism?
So Nazism is specific to a particular cultural, that is the Nazist ideology, wherein the Aryan race was given more superiority. So sir, Nazism is a form of fascism. Fascism is a wider term, sir.
Okay. My last question. What is antimicrobial resistance?
Sir, when we consume antibiotics, our immune system responds to it. However, so with improper use of antibiotics, sir, the resistance against that particular microbe decreases, and overall that antibiotic becomes non-operative, sir.
Nisha, you're from Miranda House.
Yes, ma'am.
Nisha, it is generally said that women colleges are cradles of pseudo-feminism. What is your opinion on this?
Ma'am, I partially agree with this view. However, without understanding feminist ideology, there are certain views that the women in these colleges blindly accept it and believes in an elitist view of feminism without understanding the core of feminism. However, ma'am, these women colleges also provide interactive space wherein through discussions, through deliberation, we achieve at a conclusion. So there are both views, ma'am, but with greater awareness about this ideology, we are bridging that gap.
Since we're talking about elitism and since we're talking about Delhi University, recently, as you know, some female writers, some Dalit female writers, their writings have been scrapped off. What are we afraid of, Nisha? Why are we doing this?
Ma'am, the writings of 2 Dalit writers have been scrapped off, and the university has given a view that that idea would be inclusive, that other representation from that particular community would be represented. However, ma'am, there is a need to have representation from all the communities. So, ma'am, this is all I know about it.
Caste is a very complex issue, and so is it in Haryana. You're from Haryana.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think caste still has some kind of relevance, or is it a good idea to just get away with caste? Do you think its functional utility has been done away with?
Ma'am, caste is still a very important identity for Indian people because it is still an important basis for marriage institution.
But I see, Nisha, you do not use a surname.
Ma'am, that was a conscious decision made by my parents when they registered my name. However, ma'am, caste is still a basis for reservation in India. So there is that aspect related to it. And ma'am, with more intercaste marriages, there is a further dilution in terms of caste identities. But still, ma'am,
if given a choice, would you want to get rid of caste?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Nisha, please tell me, what is it that you're most proud of about yourself?
Ma'am, I'm proud of the upbringing that my family and particularly my grandfather gave me. That made me such an inclusive, tolerant person. He taught me since the very beginning. So the upbringing, the environment the family provided in a traditional society was something that I'm very proud of, ma'am.
Nisha, you're very young. Let's say you get into the services and there is a situation where your subordinates are trying to manipulate you. You do not have any kind of work experience. You do not even know how to file your ITR. You've never done that. So what will you do in that situation when you know your subordinates are trying to manipulate you?
Ma'am, I would understand that what are the issues that are involved. And ma'am, if there is manipulation by the subordinates, I would try to understand and be more aware about the situation and would also talk about it with my seniors and then would take the decision accordingly.
Okay, my last question to you, Nisha, would be if you had to choose an alternate career for yourself, let's say civil services was not an option, you were in a country, but this is not an option, what career would you pick?
Ma'am, civil service for me is a very important, prestigious career opportunity. So I would give my 100% into it. However, ma'am, my alternate career choices would be teaching and before that getting academic background in that.
Thank you so much, Nisha.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Nisha, you appear to be passionate about civil services and you're coming from Haryana. There was this news recently where this new young IAS officer in Haryana was showing his might by asking subordinates to go or sarfodo. Tell me, as a person from Haryana, as a person who claim to be inclusive and a person who want to become an IAS officer, do you believe that this person should be just given a reprimand or should be thrown out of the service?
The comments made by the officer were very unsensitive considering the complexity of the situation. And sir, the situation was very sensitive and that went out of hand. Sir, there should be proper action against that officer so that next time that kind of situation does not happen again.
But when similar situation happened from the other side, on the 26th of January, when some farmers lost control of their mind and they got into the city, they were dealt very differently. They were dealt in a very harsh manner, including some very strict laws and imposed on them. why should the chief minister of the state should indicate as if it was a minor issue when the IS officer, who was supposed to be more responsible person, behaved in this manner?
So the incident that happened on 26 January was very unfortunate, because Red Fort is a very important symbol of national sovereignty. Sir, these situations are very sensitive, and proper sensitization training of officers must be done, that how to manage a crowd. Proper warnings can be given, restraints of some elements could be done to provide a restraint against it. Proper warnings, and sir, detention of some elements can be done, sir. So that training has to be imparted. And sir, there has to be certain trust between the people who are protesting, so that they understand that the administration is there to facilitate the movement. So there has to be that level of understanding between both the parties, sir.
Recently in UP there was a name changing spree. There is a name changing spree, right? From Ayodhya to now Agra, Sultanpur, Prayagraj. There are many instances. Quite obviously, the obvious question is, why not the Miranda House name be changed, right? And you're not happy with this.
So Miranda has a certain glory attached to it.
So was Vidilabad.
Sir, it can be administrative choice. However,
if it is, what will be the name? What will be your name? This opportunity, the golden opportunity is being given to you, removing the name of Miranda House. What should be the new name?
Sir, I would like to keep it.
That's not an option. After all, I mean, people wanted to keep Faizabad, but they were not given an option. You don't have the option.
Sir, I was inspired by Savitribai Phule during the national movement. So maybe that can be considered, sir. However, there should be more discussions about it, so that we get to know the opinions of other. And if there is another better choice, that could also be considered, sir.
Fine. Nice talking to you, Nisha. Your interview is over. You can go now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Take your seat, Nisha. Nisha, it is your first attempt, or obviously first interview, and you're happy with your performance, or there are areas you're not happy?
Yes, sir. There are areas in which I could have performed better in terms of answering question. I was, in some questions, I was beating around the bush, so maybe that could have been avoided.
Okay. Your interview is on 14th of September. You still have around 14-15 days. 14th of September is Hindi Day.
Hindi Divas.
ठीक है, तो हिंदी दिवस देख लीजिएगा. आप डिबेटिंग वगैरह करती रही हैं, तो it makes sense. Not just the political aspect of it. Political aspects are equally important. हिंदी दिवस पे काफ़ी रहता है because of the South-North divide and why the Article 343 could not be implemented properly. That kind of aspect. Other things in general you are doing good. I mean, see, let's discuss point wise. You are a young candidate. Right? The first attempt always get an advantage when it comes to interview, right? Whatever disadvantages of not having experiences are there in the mains and PT, they are overshadowed by the fact that in the interviews, first attempters always get better welcoming board, right? For a variety of reasons. You're just 23 years old, so obviously the board members will have this happiness about it that okay, you'll be having a longer service tenure and also time to mold and all, right? So this is going to be one of your strength, right? My advice therefore always to first attempter is to capitalize it and do it this time itself. Don't just take it as a experience thing and all. I mean, give best of you in next 13-14 days. Coming to your personality, will you be wearing this sari or you have some other thing in your mind?
So this is the choice I've made.
No, I think you should go for a lighter color.
Ma'am, I tried a lighter color, but I feel more confident in this.
But then the fabric could be better, because this is a little shiny on, from here at least.
I mean,
it seems.
the basic idea is that you should look, you should feel comfortable, you should feel confident, at the same time you should it should match the occasion. I'm not saying, see, I'm not the person who should be telling you what you should be wearing it, but my understanding is that maybe just think over it whether you have any other option. It's not that you're looking bad, you're looking very, very good, and by and large you were looking confident, and beyond a point members tend to forget what you're wearing, right? It becomes more about the conversation. But the first thing, first impression obviously is your how you appear, right? So that's why I thought it makes sense to discuss. You take a call. My advice still is that maybe if you have some other option and you believe that you have enough time, because ultimately that is also a fact. The other things, your sitting posture is good, your voice level is definitely good, communication is your strength. You usually have the right pauses and right emphasis, which is really interesting. Also, there isn't much hand movement, which is a good thing. Eye contact is also good, flow is there. There is smile here and there, which is good, but usually you are keeping a very serious composure, which again is adding 2-3 years to your age, right?
Yes.
So you're getting why I'm, see, please understand, your being young is your strength.
Yes, sir.
Right? You should capitalize on this rather than suppressing it. So wherever there is an opportunity to, without hampering other things, you can add value to your interview, do it. For example, smile will add it. So do it, right? Other things, on the content front, we were generally very, very happy. Your understanding on local issues, your understanding on your optional, even in the international issue, you are thoroughly prepared. Your preparation on DAF as well as your subject domains is already over. It's there. So you don't have to worry on those fronts. I'm really happy about these things. There is this tendency of yours sometime that you reach to a particular level and then you retract. You don't want to, you're not forthcoming whenever there are controversial issues. I mean, you do attempt that, but you tend to stop after speaking 5-10 words. Take it to 20 words or so, right? I mean, it shouldn't appear that you don't want to, you're being cautious is okay and is very good, but you need not appear to be, it shouldn't appear that you're scared.
Yes, sir.
That you are able to speak your mind should be the endeavor. Obviously being cautious, not being extra adventurous on that, right? Other things you're already doing very, very well. The last smile on the Miranda House question was because you knew the question is coming, right? Then why spoil the fact that you knew, why let it go, right? Though you handled it well. You handled it, in general you handled it well. So I like that part also. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
You want to ask something?
Sir, was my eye contact
Good. It was good.
Sir, because
it is
previously
it is 1-to-1, and we have, I know there are different school of thoughts, but we are advocating for 2 decades now. Look at the person you're talking to. You're a debater. You know this is why it is so important, because our trust building is through eyes. So if you're looking at me, I'm looking at you, I can have your trust. If I'm looking there and speaking to you, I won't have your trust. Same applies to you.
Yes, sir. And sir, you introduced me in the beginning and then asked me that if I want to add something. So was it a fine exercise that I added to it, or
No,
I should have
good.
avoided
See,
it?
you took that opportunity, and that is the idea. My suggestion will be that keeps a few things in your mind that you would love to have discussion on these 3 things, right?
Yes.
Which you have prepared, and then incorporate that into introduction. Right?
Yes,
you were able to do it because see, sometimes they are reading the DAF, sometimes they are directly asking to introduce. We are also applying both. So in this case, you had this opportunity of a window of around 30 seconds. So you could have capitalized. You actually did, but you can have further capitalize it on making at least 3 points which you want discussion to be on. Right?
Yes, sir.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.